Good evening, Cassopolis High School graduating class of 2024. My name is Luke Finlay, and I am proud to stand before you tonight as your class valedictorian. Over the past 4 years, we have learned a lot. Math with Mrs. Jackson, English with Mrs. Herwick, and science with Mrs. Wellman. However, I think throughout these 4 years, the thing I have learned time and time again is companionship. Companionship with those who we knew before getting into high school and those who we met as we went through it. One of my closest companions in high school was my older brother, Thaddeus Finlay. He showed me the ropes, and that was much needed, as high school is terrifying. Even though he didn't really know what was going on himself half the time, he was always there to help me through it. So I would like to give a warm thank you to Thaddeus, even though he is not here tonight. I would also like to bring up some companions who I've seen among other people. Like in freshman English, when Devin was struggling, his friend Eric stepped up and tutored him so that he could pass the final. And that is why Devin and Eric are with us tonight, because they lifted each other throughout all of high school. I would also like to bring up my friend Charlie. Charlie is a good friend who helped me in English when I was struggling. And now, thanks to their help, I am now going on to be an English major. I would also like to thank my good friend Andrew. He didn't really help me with anything, but his companionship was much appreciated. I'd also like to give a big thanks to our teachers and staff, who, despite being much older than us, provided a form of companionship in and of themselves. This form of companionship is mentorship. They taught us many things, not just in the classroom. For example, Mr. Murphy taught me much needed things about things you will encounter in adult life, such as taxes and property rights. While these may not serve any purpose to me now, I'm sure they will someday in the future. Or Mr. Westray, who, despite not being the greatest teacher, always checked in to make sure that his students were okay, which was always appreciated by them. And of course, Mrs. Charlie. Mrs. Charlie, unfortunately, has passed away by this point, which means that she cannot be with us tonight. However, she was one of the greatest teachers to ever come to our school. She saw the best in people, even when they didn't see it in themselves. Thank you to everyone who was able to be here tonight. I appreciate all of your presence. And thank you, class of 2024, for teaching me companionship.